Hey, 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 hello everybody. Just preparing a few things for you. So, I'm going to go on my page. Watching the world go by from the passenger seat. Take it slow, we might miss it. Take it slow, we Hello everybody. So today I am live on Facebook and YouTube. So it's going to be great. I'm just checking that everything works properly. If you can hear me and see me, okay, this is brilliant. And please let me know. You're listening to Chill Your Mind Radio. Where I am, sorry about that. This is the first time that I'm streaming on both channels, so hello Noor, thank you. Noor, I'm streaming on Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to get the music a bit down. So I'm just checking on my computer at the moment that everything is working right. I won't check the sound, but the image at least. Switch account. Oh. Switch profile. Boom. Oh, hello, hello. More people there. Okay, that is working on Facebook. So I'm going to close that from here and refresh YouTube. Okay, we are live on YouTube as well. So this is brilliant. So let's close that and let's put some music on. Hello, hello, everybody. It's so super sunny today. And, you know, I've been super busy, but I had a little bit of time to, hello, Cheryl. I had a little bit of time to, this camera is nice. Oh, I never get used to that thingy. It's all like, switch around. I had some time to go to the farm and, hello, Lauren. Did you get my email, Lauren? Lauren is the one who pushed me to get StreamYard quick on, like, to be able to go onto channels, because obviously there is a fee for that. And I was like, okay, I need to see if it works and all that. And I know that I wanted to still stream on Facebook. So I am now on Facebook and YouTube. So thank you, Lauren. Lauren is doing an amazing book of us online as well. And she's done these t-shirts. So Lauren, look at that. And what I was saying is I was at the farm this morning and I saw my little Wiggle. And we did so many videos because he was all over me. And you know what, I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty sure this is a male. And so Chris does the same thing, because he is very protective of Benedict. And there is a male pattern. And, you know, I think Benedict and him are kind of in love. So yes. So we've got, I like that song. But I will post some videos of we got. And by the way, I prepared a few things actually. So I've got some kitchen towel here as usual. We are doing painting today. So I mean, I am doing painting with my paints like this. But use the medium that you want. And if you have any trouble, just ask me. I don't have all the answers, but I might have some answers. So this is the sketch that we are going to do. That's here. So I have reproduced it as well on my paper in a very, very light graphite. But this is all my illustrations. So you know that one. We've got Taz, Alfred, and Wiggle here. I've got the greetings and good morning rush hour. And my my super lovely wiggle. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, these feathers and how imprinted he is on me, because I haven't seen him for a little while. That's Wiggle here that we did together actually. So I am going to create a tab on my website for the farm illustration especially, and the originals are going to be for sale as well. Originally I wasn't selling them, it was more like for merchandise, but I think they are lovely. There is something about the original that is, there is a crispness that is difficult to get with photos and things like that. So of course, I don't forget Giggle. Ah! Giggle is on eggs as well, so she's very busy at the moment. Hello, Tobis. Is oh, Becky's here. Hello, Becky. So, oh, that's interesting. Sorry, that's the first time I use StreamYard on 2 different channels, so I can see who is watching. So we've got YouTube. So, so this is my setting. You are going to see it here. I do rewatch my lives a little bit just to see the camera angle, and I think last time you were a little bit far. So this time I put you just right, you know, as close as possible, because obviously I need a little bit of space for that. So what we are going to do, new comment, sorry. Hello, Becky. So what we are going to do is we are going to do a painting. So we've got, as usual, I've got 2 pots of water. The reason I've got 2 pots of water is that it's just easier, and sometimes you want to wash, you kind of remove the paint in the dirty-ish water, and then you put it in a clean water and you can use it again. So it just prevents you to constantly go to the sink and change the water. And then we've got our paint, and there will be quite a bit of magenta today. It's going to be a pink painting. My brushes, as usual, brushes here, and my palette, that is, as always, exactly the same paper as the paper I am using here. So you can see my sketch here. It's really, really faint, just enough for me to be able to see it. And the reason for that is if you go to, sometimes you just don't want the line to show, mostly if you use watercolor. And actually, because I'm using acrylic, I try to get my lines very, very faint. And the reason for this is, sorry, I'm just getting the music down a little bit. The reason for this is because acrylic, just when it dries, it locks in everything that is underneath. There is no permeability to it. So if you have a line, you won't be able to erase it. I think it's easier with water-based, like watercolor. There is more permeability to it. So there is a porosity to it, if you see what I mean. So, oh, thank you. I got a heart. I can see this now. Do you like my logo? I'll show you on a black background. Look at my logo. It's cute, isn't it? I love these splashes. I made them myself. Actually, because you know, you could I could like pay to get something on a Shutterstock or something, but I don't like that because I can do it myself. So that's another one of these that I've done. And this one is it was actually because I was doing a banner for Patreon. So yeah, I've got my own Patreon one now. So I will do special kind of VIP private things as well, because sometimes you just need to go further in some of the subject, like composition, for example, or get your sketch right, things like that. And it's not always easy, and it does take time to explain. So hello, oh, thank you, Noor. So where are we? I've got always kind of a dirty, it's full of paint actually, even though it goes to the washing machine and it comes out a bit like that. But it's just like an old rag where you can remove the water from your brushes when there is too much of it. I have some kitchen towel as well So that's super clean. And this is where I remove a bit of the pigment that is, if there is too much on the paper. So I think, are we ready to go? I think we are. I will show you a few of my illustration as well. I did like a mini, it's a mini exhibition. So what I have, you've seen my painting, I hope, of the bee and Magnolia, the pig Magnolia that I've done. So I've got it here. And the reason for that is like that, I've got the color scheme. So, so you have seen it, you do have an idea what they look like. Now, I can't really show it here because I was thinking of, so we've got a very light blue, but I will guide you on the mix that I'm going to do. And I did a mini exhibition here with my, illustration. So you remember Dottie that we did last week? She's here. She's lovely. She's going to be sheared. And actually one that I have never, I don't think I've shown that one. This is the entrance to the farm. This is a very busy one. I love it. Sorry, it's under a cellophane bag, so there is a little bit of a reflection. And of course, we've got a mini rush hour. I mean, when I say mini rush hour, it is a baby animal rush hour. And oh, today I saw a lot of baby animals again. Yeah, this is that time of the year. So I'm going to fit you here. I got some green tea as well as usual in my cup. Green tea. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. What have we got here? Yeah. That's it. Sorry about the camera work. I'm just trying to fit you under. That's it. It's fit. Hello. Okay. So yeah, that's all right. Oh, and you got Wiggle Taz and Alfred looking at you. So, little tip on the green tea. Did you know that it prevents plaque formation? It's amazing. And I've got some mint from my garden as well in it. So, I used to work in a health industry, so I know a lot about these things. I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to this. Right. So if you are painting along, I hope you have your sketch ready, and let's go. Lauren, where can I find you live on Facebook? I am live on my Facebook page, the professional one. And Michelle is on it. Hello, Michelle. It's lovely to see you here. Michelle, I don't know if you're in contact with Lauren, but if you're on Facebook, obviously you find my live. So, but Lauren, otherwise, if you type Caroline Le Bourgeois artist, or just Caroline Le Bourgeois, it should come, and that's my normal logo with me on a cloud of paint like that with my brushes in one hand. So you can't really, you shouldn't be able to miss it. But if somebody can help Lauren, that would be brilliant, because I think she would like to share it. Right, let's go. So what I'm going to start with is decide where the light comes from. So let me think a little bit. Usually I like it coming from, it's definitely going to come from the top. Sorry, I'm getting sorted here. So I think I'm going to want kind of it's going to bend here. So a shadow on, maybe I should show you on this one because it's more visible. So we're going to have a shadow. The shadow is it's a light, what I call dirty blue. You know this blue that you have when, if there is a strong cloud that is full of water and is going to turn into a thunder. That color is amazing, isn't it? So that's that color, probably mixed with a bit of white. So it's like that dirty blue but here, because it's on petal, it's going to be, there's almost a transparency, so we want it to be very, very light. Hi everybody. I'm trying to follow up follow with a comment as well. So like some shadow here, and I think there will be shadows here, maybe a reflection here. So I think the light is going to come from that angle. There'll be a shadow under there, of course. So let's try like that. So what I'm going to mix here, I've got my cerulean blue. I don't know if I pronounce it properly, but that is this one here. Cerulean blue. So this is a blue that already contains some white, because I could also use this blue. I could also use this blue. You can see the difference. And then I would add some white, but I've got that one, which is lovely. And I'm going to mix it with some Pyrrole red, and I will see if I feel like it. I might mix a little bit of the magenta. The magenta is going to be very present. So, and of course, then I'm going to pick the shade with some white. So I'm going to go very, very light because I want a lot of white. So, and I never use a lot of paint with this one, which is absolutely brilliant. And then I'm going to add water because I want the transparency of the paper to come. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you the color that I'm happy with. Oh, I like that song. Hang on a minute. So I'm putting some cerulean blue. So you see how little I put is really tiny. Then I'm going to put a teeny bit of red, because red is very powerful. Pyrrole red is actually quite all right, but if you go for a crimson, that's not crimson. A crimson, I don't have any crimson. Oh yeah, that's crimson. So the crimson, you got to be careful with this one, just a little bit, and it can tint your whole palette, and you're like, oh no. But you get used to these things, you know. So I need some white, and I'm going to show you. So in one ramekin, I put all of them. I put quite a bit of white. I put a bit of water on my brush, and see the white I already started to mix, and I'm putting the blue, and you look. So that's 2 red. We are going to add some blue to that. That's the way I work. So we're getting to get that purplish. So more blue, and I put very little red. You see what I mean? It's super powerful. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. I missed your message. Hold on a second. There's no message. I don't know where you're watching from, Chris. Are you on YouTube or not on Facebook? We had a lovely bunch this morning as a visit. Chris, painting with number today. Yeah, well, good. Oh, I don't think I could ever do that. You know, I'm not into math at all. Right, I put a little bit of more cerulean blue. So let's see what we are going to see. That's a bit more like it. That is a bit more like it. So never decide to go straight on that. What you need to do now is you're on Facebook. Oh, excellent. You were excited. Do you like my logo? Look at my logo. Some dog, but won't see it. Right. It's not bad. I'm going to see. I'm just checking with my. I think I want it to be a bit more red. I can never get used to it. It's more red here. I had some on the edge here. So you see, we are getting like a nice purple. I mean, when I say purple, it's like a dirty blue. I mean. Okay, that's it. I like that. Let me grab I'll show you. You see? You start having that dirty blue there. Yeah, we shopped in the Pooh Mountain the other day. Right. So I'm putting some water, and what I'm going to have in my hand ready is a clean towel, a kitchen roller. I can never find the right name for that. So what I want is, I said some shadow. Okay. I always breathe when I start painting. I need more water. So I'm going light. We always start really light. I'm just checking my I've got my painting, my original painting behind me, so I'm just checking. So the sun is going. Can I come there? There's a curve going on here because the petal fold on itself. I need to change brush. This one is too. It's good for mixing, but then it's too. You know, it's great for hair on animals, but not for this. So I'm gonna go for something more like this, tighter. Coloring in, excellent, Tobis. Oh no, that's brilliant. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Say hi to Abby for me. Right, let's go. So I quite like that actually. It creates something very watercolor-like. So here we've got, you know, it's folding on itself. So the bottom is folding back on. It's probably a little bit more like that. So I'm doing the blue. I'm going to add some magenta on top of it when I feel that it's necessary. So bear with me. You can't see the canvas light reflection. Tell me if it's better this way. I'm removing the light. You tell me if it's better without the lights. Move the camera to the right. Is it better like that? Is it better like that? I'll carry on and wait. Okay, Cheryl, you say yes. Do you say yes like right now? Because I just moved it when you were answering, actually. Okay. So get a lot of water. No. Is that better like that? I'll carry on and wait for your answer. So, so the light is coming from here. So I think I will want, yes. The thing as well with the reflection is like if it's wet, there will be reflection. Ah, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Yeah, I love your feedback on that because obviously I probably don't see things the same way. So I'm going, the lights are off. I'm going to put the light off then if I don't need it. I'll probably put it back afterward. So, excellent. It's actually better for me as well. So this is, yeah, the light, I think the light is coming from this way. So it's going to get lighter here because it's bending slightly. Okay. And actually, probably here is going to be a bit darker. Right. Okay, so you see, I really like that color. I will zoom in at some point when I take off to see our visitors will be live at 7 tonight. Thank you, Chris. Enjoy the visitors. They are a lovely bunch today. And say hi. Well, I say hi in person to them, but yes, wish them. I'm sure they are going to have a lot of fun. It's like a super lovely day today to be at the farm. So, so sun coming this way, so it's getting lighter inside because actually the petal curves. You can see on the sketch here, the petal actually curves in. So now we are going to go onto that one. So onto that one, what we have, we probably, if the sun is coming from the back, so it's on the top here, well, on the back here, it's definitely gonna be, we got a shadow there, and we might increase it with some pink later on. And then I think, so it's going to be light here, but I think we are going to have a nice shadow here. And I think I want it to soften, and it softens because it's curving slightly. Should we go further down? Yeah. Sometimes when you are painting, you feel that, oh no, actually I will change that, or add a bit more there. Do what you feel is right. And this is, even if it's like you realize afterward that wasn't, it doesn't matter, that this is how you learn. There is always a learning curve to everything. Now this one is a lovely one. Bear with me, I need a drink because I'm talking too much. Missing you already, Chris? Oh. So where's my tea? Here. So very light blue, a lot of water as usual. Or another thing, make sure your mix is very well mixed, because otherwise you might pick, if it's not well mixed, you might pick a bunch of colors that is slightly different than the rest, and then it may create a discrepancy in your painting, meaning that you will feel that maybe one petal doesn't belong to the painting. And all I'm saying here is my trial and error. I've made that error before. So the sun is coming from behind, and I know I keep repeating that, but this is very important for the painting to look right. So actually, sorry, I'm going to add a little bit there because I feel like it. And so that part is definitely in the shadow, but it's curving, you see. I need more water. So we'll let it curve and keep the top white. Use the white of the paper. And I'm lucky because, I mean, my other painting, I worked it flat, which is easier to work flat, mostly when you have a lot of water. But here I'm actually using the gravity. You see the pigment? It's gonna stop where the water is. So it is creating my naturally a little bit more pigment at the bottom, which is exactly what I want. I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to put the shadow that is under, because if I do it now, I'm going to lose that effect. So I'm going to start on this petal here, the next one. So we've done this one, I'm waiting, and I'm going to do that one now. So I'm making sure I've got enough water in there. Right. So this one, probably, there is actually like a kind of vein going on this. So I think I'm going to have a very slight things like that. And I'm removing what I don't want. There is a lot of sun on it, but there is a little bit of something going on in the middle. And probably then here. A very slight curve of the petal. Right, and now we are going to get into, so I think the shadow is gonna go like that, and the rest is definitely in the light. And the vein may carry on a little bit here. It's a bit too strong. I'm putting a lot of water on my brush, and I want to actually maybe have this a little bit less, yes, how can I say that? A little bit more soft. Yeah, Facebook picture is very good. I didn't have any problem with YouTube before, but thank you, Laurie. The picture is broken on Facebook. There's not much I can do at the moment, but if it's not good, go on. Let me check if I. Right, I was on Facebook for the music. I don't know if the picture is going to get better, but otherwise, sorry, I was on YouTube for the music. So maybe there is too much going on. I don't know. So let me know. Thank you, No, for that. So, by the way, forgive me, this is the first time I'm actually using StreamYard on YouTube and Facebook in the same time. I was using StreamYard just with YouTube before, and it didn't seem to have any problem. I actually looked back at it, so I don't know exactly what's going on. Oh, I know what I could do. I just opened the door where my router is. You never know, it might help with the stream. So where are we? So thank you. No, you are amazing. Oh yeah, we've got a nice shadow going on here on this one. I'm going to make it pink later. Oops, I went too far. That's it. Right, and actually, because it is going to be in a shadow and it's curving, we have a nice shadow here at the bottom, which I'm going to increase. So a bit more pigment, it's a bit too much. So always have this in your hand ready, because as soon as it dries, it's too late, you know. Okay, so that is dry. So now I'm going to create the shadow that is under it. So, so I think I want it quite light actually. It's actually all sort of in the shadow, but there is a curve. They're all curved, you know, in the lengthwise. all curved. Okay. And now I did create this. Need more water. Okay. So see, I didn't put enough water. I didn't have time to sort it out, but we'll try to sort it out later. So you see how difficult it can be. So don't forget to keep your white. Sorry, I'm just reading. Oh, okay, that's for Laurie. Yeah, thank you. So, okay, obviously this one is gonna be in a shadow. Got a nice shadow, but it's in a shadow. However, it is a little bit of the back, so we're not going to go too far on this one. And I'm going to add some nice magenta later. And the rest, you know, the curve here is definitely in light. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to increase that one. Yeah, so that's all right. Now we've got a strongish, when I say strong shadow, there is nothing extremely strong here. What's going to be strong is the pigment, the pink pigment when we get to it. So we've got the petal actually getting curvy here, and we've got a curve here. We need some music, don't we? I'm going to put some, so I'm using the gravity as well here. It's very, very slightly. This one is actually really twisted. Look at that. Ooh, that's so twisted. Maybe it's going a little bit up like this then. That'll probably make more sense. Yeah, look at your drawing and take some step back and see if things make sense or if something is not quite right. Laurie, you know what, Laurie, super nice to see you here. I hope you're well. You know, I just take a little break. Laurie's from Canada, and I watch a few YouTubers that are in Canada. It looks super nice. There is this guy, he is in Vancouver, and he goes to the wood because he likes walking and all that. And oh my goodness, it's just so lovely. I would go there, and I don't know, would pay probably. So let's try to put some music on. If it goes bad on YouTube, let me know. We're just, you know, it's trial and error today. Right. Where are you, YouTube? Sorry, I'm passing on the adverts as usual. Endless policies and subclauses. That's why WAGL exists. Oh, that's better. Oh, we got our music in. Oh, I love seeing my painting through the screen. It just gives me an idea of how it's going to look like. But anyway, I'm going to self-critic myself as well, because I do that a lot. Thank you. You know, I was at the farm today. I saw Wiggle. And Wiggle went... you know that video of Cuthbert when we came back from Kenya, Cuthbert going to Chris? Wiggle did that to me today. I love him so much. Okay, so let me... he looks amazing. He looks... Yeah, he's got curly... he's got curly feathers on his chest. It's like, oh my goodness, it's just so cute. Well, self-critic here. I would probably have used a bit more water. I probably didn't because it's vertical. My other one, I worked it flat, so it was easier. But hey, we are here to learn. And hello, Anna. Oh, bye-bye, Anna. It's lovely to see you here. So we are, where are we? We want to do, oh, we got this one at the back here. So this one at the back, hold on, I'm going to let you know where we are. So I've just done a little bit of that one that is twisted, and we've done this one. So now I'm going to do this one here. So we've got a shadow here, and I'm going to do that shadow here. And probably because it's curved, there will be a slight shadow there as well. And they're all curved in the lengthwise, so a shadow here as well. So let's do this. A lot of water. A piece of this ready because it's important. And so then I want it to be just light like this, and I think it's gonna go here as well a little bit, and here we've got a bit of a stronger shadow, I would say. Never go too strong if you hesitate. It is better to wait and do it later because you can't go back. So now that's good. So now here, so we've got the heart here. So I keep the heart of the center of the flower. I make sure that I don't paint on it. Okay, I'm going to, I use less water, so I've got to be quick. If you work flat, use more water than I do, so it gives you more time to create the effect that you want. A bit more water. So that's what I do. I add a bit more water and go over it, and it kind of like create a gradient. I love that song. Right. So yeah, if I was flat, I would have done it in one go, which is better. So now we've got this, that petal is curving again, so it's going back on itself. And so we've got a shadow here. If you're in watercolor, you might be not as fast as I am because there is something with the acrylic inks. They dry really fast compared to watercolor. But there is another thing, when it's warm like this, and today is very warm, they actually dry super fast, even faster. So depending on the season and the weather, you are going to work differently with your pen. Can you believe it's crazy? They are very strong. They've got that curve. So I was actually because Wiggle just let me touch him as much as I want. So I was going on around his chest, and actually this feather that they just go back, and then just go back on themselves. I'll show you. So all his chest here is full of like curly feathers, and these, as I said to Wiggle, I said, "Did you put your paw in a plug recently? Because it really looks like crazy." But these feathers, they have their shape as it is. I went on his back and tried to touch them, to stroke him and put your feather away, kind of thing. No, they don't move. I'm sticking out and I'm staying out. So it's amazing. He is amazing. If I was in love with him before, I am just like 100 times more now. He's not fully grown. No. He's going to grow again. And his feathers are going to get longer as well. And kind of probably fall down a little bit, but we'll see. They're all a bit different. That's the pictures I've seen online, you know, of Sebastopol geese. So now where are we? We've got that one. So what's going on that? We've got that one. Definitely have a shadow here. And this one is going to have a very light shadow. So it's curving. So this one, let me take the sketch because I don't know if you can see very well with my. So this one is a bit curvy. So we're going to have a light shadow, very light shadow going here. And then this one is going to have a shadow here and at the bottom there. And probably this one a bit more at the bottom here. So let's do that. So we're starting with the light one. We're tasting some color and a lot of water. Because that is light, that is very light what we've got here. So it's curving here, so that is still going to stay in the light. And you see what I do? Just that. And then I think I want it to go like that. There's no need to do that because it's already dry. That's crazy. It's crazy painting. By the way, you know about Duran going viral, Duran the Peacock. So next week we are going to do an illustration like the Wiggle one that you've seen of Duran. So I don't know yet if we are just going to do one of Duran feathers. That could be really, really nice. Or if we are going to do a full-blown Duran the Peacock. I don't know yet. But it's going to be very interesting. So get your pen paint ready as well for that. I will supply a sketch as usual anyway. But we might do like over 2 weeks as well. So maybe a feather one day and the full Duran the other day. We'll see, we'll see. There is no rush for anything. All that is important is to enjoy it. So we've done that petal here and I like that. So now, the petal is falling back on itself. You see here? The petal is falling back on itself. So there is a strong shadow that is going to happen here and here as well. So maybe we should do that. I'm going to take a little bit more pigment and I'm going to, so, you know, it will show you the shape a little bit already. See how that gives the shape already? Yep. And same here, so stronger shadow. I leave it there because we've got the leaf coming out. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. Sorry. Jim Foyer. You know what? You know what? I'm going to admit something to you. Duran is a subject that actually I am a bit not scared of. But I'm like, it's not clear in my head how to treat it. There's a lot of things I know exactly how to treat it, like Dottie or Wiggle. I know exactly how to do that. Duran there is something tricky about him. And I think I'm going to do a test. I usually don't. I just go for it. But I think I'm going to do a test to see what's the best way to treat him. So for now, we are going to have that petal. And that petal, I think it's going like that. And then it's bending a little bit more. So I'm going to put a lot of water and go slowly on this. So I think it's kind of even light. And then it starts bending there. And back up. So you see? Oh, that's nice. I like that. Right. And what we have is sun going that way. So let me think. I think we're going to have that. That is definitely all in the shadow, but the shadow increase. I'm going to use gravity again. The shadow increase with at the bottom of the petal curling here. It's all curved, so we have no harsh lines, which is not the easiest. It's probably easier in watercolor thinking of that, but yeah. So let's see how it looks. It's so interesting to see it through the screen. So where am I going? I'm going to increase a little bit here. Anywhere else, I think it should be increased. So I'm just going around thinking, okay, where is the sun not reaching much? And trust me, the sun is reaching everywhere because they have that transparency. Actually, I think here we need to go a bit darker. So it shows the curve a bit more. Everything that is in the center as well goes darker. Okay, so here. This petal here, probably as well, but okay. Right, now we are going to start with the magenta, and I need a drink. So what I'm gonna do, I've got that mix here that we've just used. I'm going to add some magenta on my palette and use this to mix it and with a lot of water and probably some white, and see where we are with that. So working really light. Actually, I'm putting a little bit of magenta in a ramekin. I said on my palette, I put it in a ramekin, and I'm taking some blue and a tiny bit of magenta. Okay, that's good. Now I need to add some white to this. I just added quite a lot of white. So we've got a very light magenta. So let's go for this. Don't forget to keep your whites. When I say keep your whites on the paper. Sorry, sometimes I say things it's super logical for me, but if it's not for you, just don't hesitate to ask. Right, so let me check where we are. So I'm just checking on my drawing what we are. Where is my, yes, I always need this in my other hand, so. I keep my white here. Oh, that's nice. I think this one is going to show more pink here, and don't worry about the base here. We are going to increase that afterward. I keep some white, but I want some pink. So see, what I'm doing here is adding a layer. So that blue that we use for the shadow sometimes actually get pink. I mean, on the petal, there is so many different pigments that are going on. Some parts are really white, and some parts are just so so pink, like I don't know the vein, I don't know where it comes from, I don't know enough about that, but it's I think this one is gonna get darker, I mean, deeper in pink. So and so it's very light. I start warming up the painting. What really warms up the painting is when we get to the orange. That's my favorite bit. I always have a favorite bit with my painting. So and this one. And don't hesitate sometimes, like be sure of your line, you know, and you go for it rather than going like very, very small dots. Sometimes going fast is what works best. So the sun. This one is going to have a nice pink shade. So this one as well, but I just wanted, coming out of the shadow, there's a lot of white on that petal. And that line here of that petal is going to be shown by negative. So this petal here, that line is going to be showing negative because of the bottom here and the stem here. So it's going to show naturally. So it's going to be interesting to keep the white on that one. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I need more pink. Right. This one has got a little bit. Kind of bend. It's quite. This one is a tricky one. So it goes like that. But then I have to say, I think it's right in the light. Bit of pink, even though it's right in the light, and this one goes that way and then behind that one. I'm just warming up slightly. All right, so let's increase that pink, shall we? So I take a little bit of the magenta. Just a little bit. I'll show you. So that's what we've got now. That's what we had. So we are going to play with this. See quite a bit of water, but there is a bit more pigment. Okay. I think the base, the bottom of that petal needs to be pink. It curves nicely. Look at that. Look at that. It's starting to take shape, isn't it? Right. So here I put a little bit too much blue earlier, and I was, oh no, and it dries super fast, you know. So, but the base, the bottom of the petal can be quite pink. So we are going to play with that, and look, it actually works. They use the blue at the bottom create a shadow, and then we have a gradient of pink, quite strong. That's it. So sometimes you have a mistake, but you can use it. This is what it gets interesting, because it's probably something you wouldn't have done originally. So where are we? Let me check on my painting if I got a, what did I do on it? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it goes a bit white. I'm going to leave it like that, but I want a touch of pink to warm up that part. And show the vein. You know, there is that middle line on each petal. You don't have to show it, but sometimes it's useful. I'm going to use it here as well. Like that. It really guides your eyes to the shape. So what else have we got? Here, and actually I want more pink to the base. Oh, must be too much. I got a bit too much water as well. I just dry my brush a little bit, and now I'm going to lift it. So that's like what you do in watercolor, lifting, but you can do it a little bit with these as long as it's still wet, obviously. So you can see the petal. Folding back. I need more water. We're going to finish it off. I need a bit more pink. I'm checking the messages just in case sometimes, so don't worry if I'm looking weird towards the camera. Also, I check my painting. I have to say this is super useful. You know what I told you last time? Like, you take some remote from your painting, or what you can do as well is take, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? You can take a photo. So, because a photo, you are going to see your painting, your piece of art on a small scale, and immediately, if there is an issue, or it's not usually an issue, but something, oh, I need to increase some pigment or some shadows here, or oh, I would like to do this. I think it needs something there. You can see what the painting needs. This is so nothing is fixed really. You know, you can take some images to influence yourself, but you change things as you go along because you feel like it. That's what makes something really nice. This twisted petal is so strange. So that's probably one that I need to take from the remote on. So where are we? Yeah, okay, so I think we need some pink at the back of this one. It's gonna be super nice. Right. How about here? The bottom. Yeah. And this one as well. I want the base to go pink, purple pink. Okay, so I think I need a line here. All right. How about here? So I'm thinking in the same times like what I am doing. Yeah, it's better. We're going to go on to, let me take a bit of remote on this, clean my brush, and we are going to go even deeper on the magenta. Magenta is lovely. Let me grab a drink. I just spotted something I don't like here. I don't like that stain here, so I'm going to, no stain, it's not a stain. I mean, there is something nice about it, but it needs to be complemented. So that is, yeah, that's better if it's like that. It's like part of the vein, if we can call that this, the vein going on. So, okay, that's good. I'm just wondering if, yeah, just put some pink, but it increase the, you know, the gray value is quite stronger. So that's it. Just create a gradient. So you see how I build up super slowly. I want nothing to be super strong immediately. Even I have to say, sometimes it's tempting. So you want to see some effect immediately happening, but take your time, take your time. All right, okay, so let me grab a drink. I said that earlier. I've got a bit of cold tea here. Look at. Right. Okay, let's go pink. Let's go pink. So it's not gonna be much. But I'm basically almost like using the magenta out of the pot, because that magenta is really, really nice. It's still mixed a little bit with some blue, but I'll show you. So that was the first one. Now, second one we've just done, and now we are going to go really pink. So still a lot of water for me. I'd rather build it up slowly. I always say that, don't I? And where's my, don't forget that. Mostly with darker pigment. All right. Here we do need to have a strong line here, just because this is the petal curving back up. And so it is all right, and we are going to actually use it. So it's interesting because in that flower, what you've got is you already have what is very attracting to the eye, and that is, let me just tone down here. that is some strong line and some gradients. So that is important. If you have only strong line, your eyes goes all over the place and there is no logic. Guiding the eye, thinking of the way you guide the eye of the viewer is really good. And I'm not saying that you can succeed every time, but it's something that if you keep in mind, you will get there. So a bit more pink for me. Keeping the gradient for the petal. Ta-da. More water, please. All right. Okay, let me take a bit of remote there. I want to add a bit of pink. I don't know if I am right to do that, but I'm just adding a bit of pink in there with that nice shadow from the petal curving back on itself. Okay. I'm constantly thinking about what it needs. Oh, actually, let me have a look from here. Caroline, oops, what's going on? Hang on, I missed some messages. Hello, Laurie. Yeah, no problem, Laurie. There's always you can always catch up anyway. And I know these videos are, it's a full painting. They are quite long. You can drop in, drop back. But I hope you have a lovely time, and I will see you very soon. Right. So, you know what? I think we are ready for some orange. So the orange. When I do a mix, I tend to use either my own mix and mix something else if it works. Usually what works is warm color with warm color or cold color with cold color. You don't want to mix them. Well, it depends actually. Everything depends. But I've got this is just the magenta here, and I'm going to add some cadmium yellow, and it's going to create a very nice warm orange. This is what we're going to play with. That's going to be for the center. For the petal, you know what, let's start with the center first. Center first, we're going to have a very light yellow, just a cadmium yellow with a bit of white. And then we're going to go on the orange, and there will be some raw umber. Sorry, that's a lot of information. Let's start with the center. So I'm going to change my water because we are now starting. This is cold colors here. We're now starting with a warm one, even though magenta is a warm one. Hold on. Okay, we've got clean water and clean brushes. So, cadmium yellow here. I put that in a ramekin. And I'm going to add some white. Actually, I'm going to put some white directly on the palette. I do that sometimes, and just add the yellow from the pot. And it's only because I put too much yellow in the pot. Right, so white, and I will show you my color. And I'm going to use this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a really super light yellow here, and I'm going to mix that with water as well. So, and now we can actually kind of watch the water if you don't work flat. But if you work flat, you can go for it. So, you see, a lot of water, got to be careful. So, this is the base. When I say base, it's the base color. And I'm already creating some gradient, you see, with it. Sun coming from the top. So it's going to get, like, the pigment are going to be more intense at the bottom here. And the bee is going to be very similar. So the bee is going to have some yellow going on. We can go for it. That's the base color. You can keep some white a little bit, but this is a little tiny bee, so we can keep it a bit loose like that. All right, okay, so now I'm going to mix my yellow with some raw umber. So a bit of raw umber. It's transparent raw umber, so it's like earth color. It's absolutely lovely. I use this in every single of my painting because you can lighten it to get a nice orange. Yeah, it's super brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna mix a little bit with my yellow, and I'll show you. That is the color that we get here. Okay, and I add some water to this. I'm going to turn it off here. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. So I'm just checking where I am. Okay. So go by touch, because what's going on here, I mean, at the bottom, that's not, but what's going on here is the center of the flower is full of little stems, if you want. I don't know the right word in English, I'm sorry. I need a biology lesson, wildlife lesson, really. But the thing is, like, even if you don't know, it doesn't prevent you to see the beauty. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm building it up slowly, and we're going to go darker at the bottom, but build it by touch like that, because it already gives you an idea of the texture, you see? So let that dry a little bit. In the same time, I think the little bee can have a little bit of that as well, because it's getting darker in the abdomen here, the sun coming from the top. So, and it's where the yellow parts are, because there is some, well, there's the black is more blue actually in my mind. So, and we can play with touches as well. They are very, you can work them similar way as the flower. It's probably a way for them to hide, you know. Animals are great like that. And we got a wing here, so maybe there's a bit of shadow. All right. Okay. You see where even the bee is starting to work. You know, if you can work them in the same time, this is much better, because your mix are the same, and they basically they are part of the same painting. So I'm going to darken some parts of here. So I'm just adding a bit of raw umber to the yellow, and so we were here, we are now going darker here. Let's do that. Always slow. You do even less of it, because You want to keep the yellow little bits. Now there is more where the sun is not hitting, but there is less where the sun is hitting, and there is even less because it's darker. We want to keep it light. And you can do a few tiny little bits where the sun is hitting, because there is always, you know, some tiny little shadows. All right, so you can see it you can see the formation of the center. Ah, that's super lovely. I like it. We're going to warm it up with some orange. So we let that dry, because I've got quite some strong brush. It's not a stroke, but it's a brush mark here. So there is a bit of water that needs to dry. And actually, what I forgot, I was about to have a drink, but what I want, similar thing on the bee. Right. So the bee shadow is start forming as well, and we are going to have some blue going on, but we'll do that afterward, because blue is a cold color, and what we're working here is a warm color. You don't want to mix it because it's going to get green, and it's not a nice green when actually you have a mistake like that. So oh, sorry, just having a drink here. Right, put it there. As usual, don't hesitate to take a picture. Oh, I can see my painting from here. Don't hesitate to take a picture of really. Oh, hang on a minute. No. Yeah. Don't. Sorry. Don't. I'm just doing. I'm thinking too much. Don't hesitate to take a picture of the progress, because not only it will help you to see if the painting needs something, but also if you want to post it on my post after the live. I always do a post on Facebook where you can actually post your pictures. I love the progress, and Sharon has been brilliant with that. So this is something we can talk about, and you know, it's, you know, if you need any advice or anything, just feel free to ask. I love doing it. Hello, Liz. So Noor, it reminds you of your grandfather. Oh, do you know what? This is lovely. I said it in one of my posts, but my neighbors, they are wildlife crazy. They are a fountain of knowledge. It's unbelievable. He was telling me about bees and bumblebees and the one with the brown spot and what they do to. Oh, this was just. He's an encyclopedia, and so is she. Their name are Paul and Liz, actually, and it's. They have this magnolia. They have, like, I think a couple of them, and I had the chance to see them when they were in bloom. Now it's over, and also there were some hailstone here that I think it just. And he actually put them behind. He planted behind like a really dark tree, and so you can see these pink flowers. And he just sold it to me so much. So yeah, that's the one. That's going to be a painting one day, and there it is. I agree, no. I agree. They know. I don't know what they don't know. I mean, to me, I feel that they know everything. It's probably because I don't know much. I just appreciate things and the shape and the color and be able to paint it. I don't know anything about the biology of things. I mean, I don't know anything. I know a little bit, but very little compared to them. I know nothing. So we are going to get on the warm bit. So I love that. So I've got my cadmium yellow here, and I've got some magenta. So I'm going to mix that to get a very warm, nice orange. I still have some pure red if I feel like it. So I'm going to start just with some yellow and some magenta and see where we are at. Oh my goodness. That is a color, you know, like, you know, they do like color therapy. That floats my boat. So I think we are going to work with that. add water to it. We can get it more intense later if we need to. So where is my I love that song. So let me have a quick look. I'm going to warm up the center because this is what is going to reflect on the petal. Yeah. So you see what I'm doing here? And so slightly by little touch, I'm going to go more intense actually. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That is super lovely. Sorry. Just see how sometimes I'm like that. You know, I'm doing a commission or something. I'm in my studio. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, well, okay. It's like when you have, this is because it's complementary. You got the complementary mixing and just right next, not mixing, but right next to it's complementary. And that is where it does something to your brain, my friend, does something to your brain. Okay, so that's nice. Now I'm going to add a few touch there and there. And if you went too much on like one side and say, oh no, I wanted to keep some white, yeah, there's still the gel pen afterward that can go on top. It's never going to go as white as the paper, but it's going to help to precise your shape if you want it to. So there's not always a solution, but most of the time there is a solution. Right. Okay, so now I want that same-ish color. So with more water. Is that good? Yeah. And we are going to have a reflection on some of the petal. Sorry, I'm tweaking my mix a tiny bit. I love that. This one there. I'm sorry, I'm very much into thinking what I'm doing here. Right. This one I won't because you know it's curving back. So if there is any yellow, it's going to be in a part that we don't see. This one has got some. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to increase that one because it's in the front. Everything that comes in the front has got more pigment and usually warmer colors as well. Everything that is in the back is more pastel. There is more white in it, and usually it's cooler colors. I also usually there is always exception as usual. It's a bit like French, but full of exceptions. So, up just tiny bit there. I want to warm up. I'm going to warm up that pink actually. It's just a decision I've just made right now. I don't know if it's the right one, but I'm doing it. I need to recreate my mix. It has dried. Oh my goodness. Need more pink, please. Okay, I need to take a bit of remote to see where we are. There could be a bit of yellow, you know, on the bottom here, and the reason is it does reflect. So yellow, when I say yellow, it's actually like that orangey. It does reflect the ground. Don't ever forget that. Reflection from the sky, reflection from the ground, and I use that for every single of my painting. So where are we? Do we need something here? I think it needs a bit more. Okay. I'm deep into thinking here. Right. That orange is important for the bee as well. Actually, a minute. I'm going to recreate my mix again. A bit of pink. Yeah, that is going, you're gonna see, it's gonna really, okay. You ready? So give it some warmth, you know. These are lovely. So we've done a bee before. Now here, because it's a small one, we don't need to really go super precise on it. We can go a bit loose, and being a bit loose actually is quite nice, you know. It's okay. I'm going to give it a bit of hair going, or hairy, hair going a little bit all over the place with this orange. So I use really the tip of the brush. You can see my brush is, oh sorry, my brush is, you know, all the hair at the top is very tight. At the tip, that's the right word. Right. Okay, let me take a bit of remote on this. I need to see where I am. Oh, I love that song. I'm going to take a risk here. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Just a second. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to add some magenta, pure magenta. It's just a little bit, because that magenta is just super lovely. And I think it will just bring the eye to some details, some little place, and probably bring the painting on another level, or not, who knows. But super nice song. Right, so what we are going to do, hang on, I noticed a drop on my brush, and that with the vertical or even horizontal, that would go on the painting where I don't want to. Right, got this. Wow. See the intensity of this? Yeah. I know that. So don't forget, the more you go towards the center, the more intense the colors are. It's like everything in a flower brings your eye to the center. And I think this is probably, I know like we think the see in black and white or whatever, but if they see in black and white, they see the intensity as well. They see the shade of, I think they see 3 colors. Don't quote me on this. But anyway, with these flowers, I feel that, you know, they are calling you towards the center, isn't it? Because they want to be pollinated, that's what it is. As you drop. Okay. Okay, excellent. Here. You need more pink in your life? You need more pink? That's great. Not too much here. I think that was a good decision. Right. You see that pink next to that orangey? It works as well. They're not complementary. They are just a bit more water here. Oh, that's nice. It's a bit too intense. Right. I want more pink, probably. Okay, let me take some remote on this. Wow. I love that. I love that orange. When I painted the other one, I put the orange and I was like, oh my goodness. It's just warming up the painting like crazy. So, where are we? I want a clean orange because I think sorry, I'm deep thinking about that petal there. So what does it need? What does it need? Maybe. I had some magenta with water and give it a gradient. Okay, that is better. I use gravity here. Gravity is not always a bad thing. Oh, come on, get here too. I just lifted a tiny bit because it was getting, I don't know. There's some moment like that when you're like, oh, I don't know, do I leave it like that or do I went for it. Just warming it a little bit here. It's not really needed actually. So let me take some remotes. It's taking shape. So I think it needs, I'm going to use some pure raw umber. Sorry. Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, I understand totally. I understand totally. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. That's normal. That's and this is a small painting. You can imagine like how long it is for a full-on painting or a commission. I'm filming it a lot, but we are going to create more shadows on this. I'm going to use some raw umber here. And I've got my brush with a precise sort of tip here to play with. And I'm not going to mix it much with water, to be honest, because I want the pigment, even if it's transparent, I want the pigment to really go there. I'm using gravity here, so. And I'm using touches again. So you see, by doing that, I'm just creating that roundness of the center. And by I play with the negative of the petal as well. So the petal, you know, is showing more here. I think obviously it needs to be darker. I'm not too sure. I'll see that later. Okay. So because we're on raw umber, let's do a little bit of the stem here, and I'm going to use raw umber, some yellow, cadmium yellow, and a bit of blue. So here I'm doing a kind of like a brown green. So I'm using green on purpose here. I will show you my mix. So I'm using some blue and some yellow. We'll have to clean our, don't forget to clean your water and brushes after that. Okay, I like that. So that's the green we are going to play with here. And then get some raw umber next to it. So some brown and raw umber just for the shadow and to create a little bit of a, you know, difference in the roundness of the stem. So let's go. So we've got sort of a leaf here. You know, that's what like falls back, and here as well. Actually, let's probably go there. Oh, that's nice. It's doing a like a watercolor type of effect here. I always like that. So I'm working that and that creates like the negative of the petal as well. And here, the bud, there is a little bud here. It's gonna be it's lighter, and I think there is a bit more yellow on it as well. I want some light on here, so I'm just doing that. Now I'm going to get more raw umber. And just play a little bit. So we've got the stem here. We can still come back to it when we feel like it. There's no green anywhere else, really. Do I want the stem to? No, the stem is going behind. The stem of the tree, like where the flowers, it goes like, it goes in zigzag like that. So I'm going to take some yellow. And I mix it with the green a bit. So we got a yellow green here on the bud. It's getting a bit warmer here. Right. Okay. Where is my row? I'm going to need more of that. So I'm just playing here because I want things to stand out. Okay, I like that. Right. So the stem is roughly done. So I think we've got the bee left at the moment. Let me go and clean my water and brushes, and we'll get on the bee. It's going to be super fast, the bee, because oh, thank you. Oh, Dawn, you are here. Yeah, it's the green of there is a lot of brown in the green of the stem, and if you forget that, it will look like it's like if you mix. I'll show you actually because we are on these colors. If you don't put the brown, it means you are going to put the yellow. So the yellow here, and I'm going to need to take some blue out of my pot. So if I take so the yellow and the cerulean blue here, close it because otherwise I'll show you. So you got it's already mixing because my brush already has some yellow on. But you see that green? It is lovely. Don't get me wrong, but this is not the green of the stem, and it will look like it's out of place. So if you put a little bit of raw umber, so I've got the raw umber here. Now it starts being like a really nice, this green. You can play with the shade as well, but it's a brown green, and that is much more like grass or the green that you will find in nature. So that's it. The color mix. I got the color mix in my head. It's very easy for me to actually work out. I need more red and all that. But this is something. This is a step to learn. It's not for many people. It's not natural, and you can help yourself with a color wheel as well. It does help. Let me clean my brush. Forgot what name went with the username. Sorry, no, and you might not be talking to me. So I'm going to clean my brush and my water, and I am back for the bee. So you see why I'm showing where we are going. So, you know, from a simple sketch like this, we are here. So it's a nice step, isn't it? Very nice step. Let me grab a drink. Okay. So, B. I'm going to keep some white on the top where the black of the bee is, just because usually there is a reflection. I mean, I'll try. And there's a reflection, and then I'm going to work really dark at the base of the abdomen, and the in between is going to be that dirty blue. So that dirty blue, I already have it here, unless I might not use water, so it's going to be a bit deeper. But I'm going to use because I still have the mix here. If you can avoid to lose your mix or clean a pot that you've used, do that, because you might be like, oh my goodness, I do need it. Sorry, I'm reading a couple of comments. Oh, Dawn, I love having you here. So, okay, dirty blue. But I'm going to start with, actually, I'm going to use a little bit of carbon black. Where's my carbon black? Carbon black, where are you this year? But I'm going to mix it with a blue. I don't use pure black. So carbon black here. So these last me forever. So I'm going to do my mix on my palette, so I don't get my blue mix dirty. So cleaning my brush, make sure that it's all clean. There's no green in it anymore. Some blue and teeny bit of black. Now the black. So we've got a black that is going towards the blue, which is what we want. The black dries super quick in these paints. So at the bottom here, so you see I don't know if you can see, but my black is going towards the blue. So the bottom of the bee here is totally, there is no sun on it, even though there would be reflection, you know. I'm going to keep this with me. And now, so we've got yellow streak and a black streak here. I am loose with that. As I said, this is a tiny bee. What you want is just signify the bee. You don't want to give too much detail. Let the viewers, the eyes of the viewer do the rest. It will. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit darker, so it's darker here. I leave some space for the leg, because the leg is folding back. This leg is folding back in. Nice mark, but a bit too dark, so that's okay. So I'm doing just some little touch here. It's full of hair, so it kind of, you know, it works. You can do it with practically any, you know, because the paint is quite dry. I don't know if you can see, but because the paint is quite dry, it just creates, you know, the hair separates, and you can actually use it for doing some effects. That's what I'm doing here. Oh. Got the bee. I'm gonna use a very tiny brush for that, but okay. Around the eyes, there's a lot of black like that, so I'm gonna do that. Let me grab my don't hesitate to help you out sometimes. Either somebody else's picture, you know, that you find somewhere to influence you, or a painting that you've done before. Sorry about that. You can see me from super close, but I'm going to use that so I can see where I am and where the marks are, because that bee was beautiful and we did it together. All right. So the abdomen is getting under here. Okay. She's a pretty one. So now I want some blue. Make sure I pin my brush. That's the blue transition. I want more white actually. Let me, where's my white? Here. Oh, I love that song. All right, we've got, I need to show you on the palette. We've got a very light blue. Look at that. Oh, that's super nice. So I mix my dirty blue with some white, and it's going to create a transition here. It's lovely. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I like that. It's going to be, I'm going to use that for the wings actually as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one for the wings. More white. And the reason is I want to be super light on the wings. They have that transparency. So let's go. They get look at that. You can go for it, but keep some white. Try to keep some white. More of the dirty blue, but it's just for the base. We've got the pad afterwards, so there'll be a lot. We can add some details afterward if we want to. And these are complementary colors, the blue and the orange, so it kind of works. Right. We need a very, I'm going to use this brush. We're going to do the legs. So I'm going to use that black, that, the carbon black mixed with the dirty blue again. You're going to hear me say dirty blue a lot. Oh, thank you, Dawn. That's it's always interesting for me to see it from there. So it looks, you see, because I'm working in negative with the leg, you can feel that the abdomen is getting tinier here, but it's not the case because we've got a leg coming out. So bear with me. I'm going to do that right now. I'm adding some carbon black because it has dried up, because that's what my carbon black does. And I'm using my blue with some black, and let's go. Always this with me. Just check if there is some water coming up. Let's go. So the legs are interesting because they have that, they are like a kind of shell. There is a shine to them. So I'm going to not forget to leave something for the shiny bit here. And let me just go for it. You see? And at the back, with some hair. I'm working in negative here. You get some of the hair that hides it a little bit, but oh. Maybe this one comes from the top of the chest. I don't know if bees have a chest actually, but that's what I'm going to call it because I always compare it to you're going to compare it to yourself, even if they are completely different animals. And you see, I leave some white in between the limbs, like the thigh and the. Oh, I don't have the right word, do I? And you know what I mean. Oh, right, okay. And this one. I'm going to darken probably the one that are in the front, and only because they're in the front, they show more. Okay. Let's grab some more of the pigment. I love what's happening here. It's a tiny detail, but oh my goodness. I'm just thinking of when I'm painting out of it. Thinking of these, they are amazing on this. I've been told that without them we wouldn't be alive. I guess we wouldn't have anything that grows really. If nothing grows, nobody can eat. Right, so I like that people are very aware of that as well. So that for the antennas, is antennas the right word actually? Because antennas in French also means like the dish that you have for your TV kind of thing. So I don't know if it's the we said antenne. So I'm going quite quick. See, like, oh, it's nice to have they are antennas. They're just like like flicks, you know. So that's what I'm doing with my brushes as well. And if there is too much pencil, I can still erase it afterward. So now the eye has got a nice reflection. Nice, so obviously reflection of the light, the sun. So you don't want to forget that, because this is what is going to give the roundness of the eye. So I'm going with that black that is mixed with the blue, but it needs to go a little bit darker. And you don't need to go into all these details, it's just me, because you know you can stay very loose and leave it, but it's just me. Okay, I want to darken this eye, so I'm going to do that. So if the sun is coming from the top, obviously it's going to darken at the bottom because of the roundness, and a tiny bit here because the eyes is round, but it is surrounded by all this hair, and so there is a shadow that is created. I just added some water to my brush. So it's darker at the bottom, or maybe you can't see, but it's darker at the bottom. And I'm going to... I said you should go loose, but I can't help. I'm just... So everything that is not hitting, that is not hit by the sun, I'm just putting a little bit of a line on. And I'm completing the... All right. Okay. Let me take some remote. Right, so I think I'm going to use some dirty blue with a bit of pink. Yeah. So I'm creating a purplish here. Oh, it dries so fast today, it's unbelievable. And I'm going to work on the transition there. Oh, I've got a kitten that wants to come in. Who's that? Tracy. You're so cute. My cats are yo-yos, but they've been quite good today. Okay, so we are almost done. So that is so look, just to show you again, sketch, and this is where we are. So now what I'm going to do is going to go super light, but I'm going to use a 0.3 gel pen, and I'm going to I want to show maybe a few lines. This is not something you have to do, but so be super light on this. Well, because I'm working on a white background, sometimes I feel, oh, I need to show a little bit of that. I'm just wondering if I got one that is... bear with me, I think I've got one that is even smaller. Yeah, I got a 0.2 here. So now I can give some, I can precise the heart of the flower a little bit. The sun is not really hitting here, so that's getting quite dark. And we've got the petal. Take your time on this. Once everything is dry, your sketch that is in pencil, if there is some line as you can see, you can try to erase them as well, if you feel like it. Sometimes it's quite nice to actually keep the sketch. Okay, I'm making a little bit of that. So that push everything, that push the other petals to the back when you do that, you see? I thought I moved you, but no, that's the one. So as I said, be very light on this. It doesn't mean be fast. Because I hope I'm not too much in front of my drawing. Okay. And I'm going to... So I know what I'm doing here because I want to attract the eye to certain part of the drawing, like the nice folding of the petals compared to the back and to the front. And so where are we? We need a little bit. I'm going to separate these two, because they are very similar. So this one, Going to the front of this one. So that allows me to actually bring things to the front if I need to, or just getting something a bit more precise. I could have used a 0.1 to be honest. Right. So where are we with this one? This one is like the strangest petal ever. But nature has got some strange ways. What's going on with Cheryl? Cheryl, we'll talk about that. Sorry, I probably missed your messages here, but no problem. There's never any problem. All right. So watch your pen if you're on a paper that, yeah, now you see that petal is twisting nicely. If you are with a pen that is doesn't dry quickly, be careful because your hands can create some stain that then it's, most if you want to work on a white background, this to stay very clean. Otherwise it is a stain. You can't, it's difficult to get around it. So a lot of people like that teach how to draw say not to do that, but I do agree most of the time. You should leave, but when it's easy when you have a toned background. But I work on a white background, and sometimes I use these lines to attract the eye. You see, I do a lot of illustration, so that comes also from that. And from the architect drawing I used to do, kind of mix. Watching, I'm going to do something here. See what I just did? I just created a fold in a petal that wasn't there before. Oh, I love that. And slowly it's falling on it. Focus on you. Oh my goodness, that started being nice, isn't it? Okay, so this one here, so the back, but it goes here. That's it. It wasn't really, you couldn't really see it before, but that line is actually making it more precise. Okay, let's do, I want a little bit here because it's in the dark and that brings everything to the front or to the back. It creates some different background basically. All right, it's really nice, isn't it? So Now, be so the wing that is in the front, and now the wing that is in the back. And so I can darken some parts if I feel that it's necessary as well. All right, so how about that? Whoop. Whoop. Oh, let me take a. This is light. This is just so super lovely. I'm going to splash time. How about that? So let me just move my paint a little bit. We're going to do some pink splashes. I have to move you. Sorry about that. Right, so I'll just get you. Okay. I need a brush that can hold a lot of water, so this one is good. This is my old brush that I love for hair. So I'm going to take some magenta, and just magenta, I think. And I always do a trial here first, so I want to see how it falls. And now I'm going to cover here. I want some here. I need a bit more of that. Testing it. Okay, that's good. I don't want any on that petal here. I want to keep it as it is. That's it. That's lovely because it's it looks like almost the pollen that is actually coming out of the flower. Look at that. A bit of water. And now what I'm going to do is take my very, very small brush and something, and I'm going to increase some of the splashes I've done because I think it needs a bit more here. Watch when you do that, you don't want to put your hand on it. And I'm going to sign it in pink because it's nice. So I leave it, I think it's very nice like this. So now it will have to dry like that. So I'm going to, oh my goodness, we did it. So there you go. Let me take you out of this. Sorry about my hand. Oh, I need a drink. Oh, So I leave this to dry a little bit. I'm lucky I've got no cats. I've got no cats with me. Sorry, I'm just opening my bottle. Ooh. Yeah, you see the splashes. They I'll show you on my bigger painting here, because the other one is drying on a flat. But you know, the splashes, they do give once again, it's something that will attract the eye. So this is something that will attract the eye, and then you have the flowers, and it just how can I say, it gives a pathway to your eye. So sorry, it gives a pathway to your eyes. So there is like a, it's almost like, yeah, it creates a story. You see, a tiny little story, but it creates a story. Oh, Cheryl is gone. Oh, Cheryl, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and thank you for following Cheryl. Cheryl has been posting her paintings results, and also some photos of the in between, and it's really interesting to see. And there is even like when we did Dottie, she actually decided to redo it because she wasn't happy with what she's done, which is exactly the way to go. If you are not happy, put the B here. If you're not happy, you need to do it again. So that's Dottie that we did last week. So announcements. Oh my God, it's been over 2 hours. Announcement. Just looking if it's dry. It's dry quite quick. I can't put it like right straight up because next week we are going to paint Durand. So I don't know yet if. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dawn. We are going to paint Durand. You see Ison outside. She's in the grass laying. She's so funny. They love the weather. They love the hot weather. My two cats. So I don't know if it's going to be a feather or full Durand yet. And I think I am going to do a test myself, just on my own. It's going to be an illustration. So it's going to be, you know, like one of these, like the wiggle that we've done together. Oh, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And my illustration as well are going to be for sale on my website. So I'm going to create a tab called Farm Illustration with all our farm animals and illustration that I've done on the farm. So there will be Wiggle, there'll be like the baby rush hour as well. Yeah. So they are originals. So yeah, so it raised awareness of the farm and funds as well. So that is going to be super nice. So I will post a picture on Facebook, and if you have painted along, you can post your picture, and we can see, and it's going to be lovely. So thank you very much for being there. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's gonna be really, really good. I'm going to drop the music a little bit, but not that much. So thank you very much. I see that there is people on Facebook and on YouTube. So I guess eventually the lives went okay. I know Laurie had an issue on YouTube, but I don't know if it was from me or from her. You never know all these things. But yeah, so there you go. And I just don't know that song. Oh yeah, oh, one of that is a famous one. One of my illustrations, of course, I've got an illustration of the rush hour. Greetings and good morning. And there is Clayton and Brew as well. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that. They're already wrapped. So let me, it dries quite. Okay, let's put this on. I think that's gonna be fine. That's what we did today. As I always say, we do that together, you know, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what could you be thinking? Or, you know, what advice could I go on that? Because that's the mistake I could make. And so that helps a lot. So thank you very, very much for watching. And whew, I'm going to post a picture, and I hope you post your picture as well in your comments. So thank you so much. And I will see you very soon. Next week is Duran, the peacock, as an illustration. So I wish you a lovely, lovely weekend. And if you are in the UK here, please enjoy the sun because it's just super nice. Mwah. Love you all.